The email triggers tool is actually made up of multiple different tools that I like to call the email engine. The email engine is basically email triggers, email attachments, sent email list, queued email list, and email blast. So this will all have just one training video. Basically, the email engine is going to allow you to send automatic emails to your customers for whatever you want. The way that you get set up is you go into the email triggers tool, and then you can come over here to the add new at the top right hand of the screen. This is where you create a trigger, or you create an automatic email that you want to send out. So I've got three options. I can either start an email from scratch, I can start from a template of already existing emails, or I can change an existing email trigger that I've already created. Most of you are only ever going to use templates, and that's because you're not going to be doing really advanced stuff. A lot of you don't need to send out crazy targeted emails for very specific products on very specific things. A lot of you will, though, want to send out emails when a customer buys something, just so that they know that their order has been processed. You're going to want to send them an email requesting for feedback on your seller account to try to gain feedback so that you can get better sales and get better buy box potential. Or if you have your own product and you want to drive people to review that product so that the product shows up higher in rankings, then you're going to want to send out a request for a product review. So these three triggers are going to make up 80% of anything that you use this tool for. So as an example, let's say that we're trying to get more feedback on our seller account. So I'm going to click the feedback request. What that's going to do is it's going to pull me to the template of the email that is going to be sent out whenever I decide. So what's happening right now is this is just the name of the trigger, so I can name this whatever I want. This is for my own records. No one's ever going to see this. And I need to set the mode. Now, the mode is just really for you to test and to decide when you want it to go live. If I have it paused, it's not going to do anything, okay, until I switch it to live. If it's live, it's going to be working. So that's where I'm going to want to put it when I want this email trigger to work. And then if I want to test, or if I want to do test plus live, I can test the emails just to make sure that they're working properly before I set them to live. So those are my options. So for right now, I just want to test my email to make sure it's working. And as soon as it's working how I want it to, I'm going to move this to live. All right. Type. Well, this is going to be the trigger. Okay. So over here on the right, you can say after the order is ... So when do I want this to trigger? Well, if I'm asking for feedback on my seller account, I want this email to send out after the customer has received the product. If I try to request feedback before the customer has even received their product, I may not get a response. I may get a negative response. It just doesn't feel right to do that. So I'm going to wait till the customer has received their product before I send this email out. So I'm going to select delivered here. So the next one, delay. This is the amount of hours that the email is going to wait to send after this trigger. So as soon as it's delivered, I have it waiting 168 hours before this email is going to go out. The second that the product is delivered, maybe I don't want to ask for feedback. Maybe I want to wait a day, maybe 2 days. That's up to me. I can change exactly how long I want to wait once this product is delivered to send this email. So I can change this to 2 days. I can change it to 4 days. I'm just going to change it to 1 day. Okay. All right. Email subject. Now, this is what the actual email is going to look like. So my customer is going to see this email. As you can see, currently we have your feedback for order, and then we have this weird looking code here that says order number. Well, what this is actually going to do is it's going to put their order number in there. So they're not going to see order number, they're going to see 125872 or something like that. So I'm going to leave that exactly how that is. Then I'm going to come down here I'm going to take a look at the actual message itself. It says hi, and then you'll notice it has this code again, but this time it says buyer's first name. So if Debbie bought my product, this would come out saying, hi Debbie. Thanks again for your purchase. If there are any issues with your order, please get in touch by replying to this email. I will address your concerns personally. If you have a second, let me know how satisfied you are with the buying experience from me by leaving some quick feedback. Then I'm going to link the feedback link. Why is this helpful? Well, if I want feedback on my seller account, I have to make it as easy as possible for Debbie to leave feedback on my account. So I'm going to provide her with the link itself. All she has to do is click that link. It goes right to my profile and she can rate me right then and there so that I can get as much feedback as possible. Now you guys can see how powerful this tool is when it's sending out these emails every single time I make a sale. And I'm making it as easy as possible for me to get feedback, all right? So once again, I can change anything I want in here. I can put in another sentence if I want to make it more personable. I can take stuff out. I can do really whatever I want to do. What's really cool about this is these little code things are called variable tabs. And if you look up here, it says type bracket to see a quick list of variable tags. So I can do that really quick here. So if I type bracket, it's going to give me a bunch of variable tags. So if I want to put in the product name that they purchased, I can do that. If I want to put in the short name of the product, I can do that. If I want to put an image of the product, I can do that. I can link them directly to a product review on top of also trying to link them to seller review to get more feedback. I can really do whatever I want in here. So those are those variable tags and they're very important. So I would highly suggest using those tags in order to get the best experience out of this email engine as you can. So if you come up here to the top, you can see that these were just the basic settings that I was going over. You can see that we also have attachments, product selection, and some more advanced settings. Now, attachments is where I can choose an attachment to put with my email that automatically sends out. Now, this is where I select the attachment. I don't upload the attachment here. If I would like to upload the attachment, all I need to do is go to the email attachment tool right here. I can choose a file and add it, and then that will upload here. Once the file is uploaded, then I can come back into my email triggers, right? Go to my template, go to my feedback request, select attachments, and then add that attachment into this trigger email. The third one is product selection. If I only want this email to go out for people who bought a specific product, then I can select that here, okay? That would mean that this email is only going to deliver to people who bought this specific product. So if I want to make a more personable email trigger for that product, I can do so by selecting that here. Most of you are not going to need to do this. Now, the last one is for advanced settings. This one gets crazy advanced. Once again, a lot of you aren't going to need to use this, but it's here if you want to. You can basically do whatever you want here. You can send the email out only on specific days right here. You can send the email out only during specific times here. You can set it so that if the person doesn't open the email, that it automatically resends them an email in 72 hours. Really cool. That's an awesome way to get as much feedback as you possibly can. And then you can send out a different email, right? If they don't open your first email, then you can send them out a new email or the same email. But if you want to do a new email, you can come in here and create a resend email saying, hey, sorry, you didn't get our first message, but I just wanted you to know, blah, blah, blah. Here's the link to my seller feedback. Thank you so much. And then you can set that up right there by clicking save down at the bottom. So this tool is extremely powerful for that type of stuff. So that was the email triggers tool. We already talked about the email attachments, which is basically just for uploading attachments if you want to trigger sending out a specific attachment. So some of you are wondering, why would I attach something to an email trigger? It makes no sense. Well, you can create coupons to send to customers who have already purchased from you to give them a percentage off of future purchases that they make on your account. So you can kind of build some loyalty here to Amazon accounts. Now, this is something that's not really done, and it's really awesome that this tool allows us to do this. So we can create loyalty from our existing customers to come back and buy more product from us simply by offering a coupon code with an email trigger. That's the kind of stuff that we're talking about here. Now, the next one is called Sent Email List. I don't have any data here to show you, but I'll go ahead and explain what this does. This is going to show you a list of all of the emails that have already gone out. So this is going to populate all throughout the day as emails get sent out from your triggers. As people buy stuff, this is going to populate. So why is this tool cool? Well, it's going to show you their name. It's going to show you their email. It's going to show you which trigger got sent out. It's going to show you the time it was sent, whether it was resent. It's going to even show you if they opened your email, and it's going to show you if they clicked on the link in your email. So you can get really good data here and figure out, okay, who's opening my emails, who's not, and make sure that your emails are being resent out to try to get them to leave as much feedback as possible. The next one is called the queued email list. This is going to show you a list of emails that are about to go out, but that have not gone out yet. So you remember, if we're asking for feedback, the feedback trigger is going to send an email out to Debbie 24 hours after she gets her product. So she's going to get her product, and if I come in here and look, it's going to say, hey, I'm going to send this email out to Debbie in 24 hours. And that email is going to populate right here. It's going to have the order number, the purchase, which trigger, and when it's going to send, right? Why is this queued email list important? Well, if you think about it, what if something goes wrong, all right? What if Debbie gets the product and she's immediately unhappy with it and she calls me? Obviously, I am not going to want a feedback request to be sent to her if she's unhappy, because she's very likely to give me a bad review. So I'm going to come in here and I'm going to cancel that specific email so that Debbie never gets that, so that I don't get a negative review. And then I will go and call Debbie and make sure that she's taken care of. And once she is, then I'll go in and send her an email. That's what the queued list is for. That's why it's important. Now the last one's an email blast. This one's pretty cool. Basically, you can create a new email blast and you can send an email out. You can create whatever you want. It's the same thing as before. You can create exactly what you want to do, exactly the message that you want to send out, and then you can select the customers that you want to send it out to, and then it will just send it out. So what you can do is basically almost create an email list of Amazon buyers. So it's a one-of-a-kind tool where you can kind of email market to Amazon customers. And there's no other tool that really allows you to do this and it gives you this much power. So you can kind of create, like I said before, coupons, loyalty, send messages out, in bulk to specific people saying, hey, I hope that you really like this product. You bought it a year ago. Just want you to know we're releasing version 2 of that product. Here's a 50% discount code, to get that product, and you can really drive sales to your new products that you're launching, or just to get more loyalty. I mean, the options really are endless for this email blast. So once you come into the email blast, you can create it. You can select exactly who the email is going to go to, people during a certain time. You can create the name for it. Once again, you're going to want to test it before you change it to live, so it's working. And then you can save that, and that will just send out. So that's the email engine. Hope you enjoy these tools. Thanks for watching.